Welcome to a game of Modern featuring Rob playing his American Delver deck and myself playing my Rakdos Aggro deck. Rob goes first and starts by playing Scalding Tarn. I play and sack a Scalding Tarn of my own, and in response, Rob sacks his, finding Steam Vents and putting it into play tapped. I find a mountain and cast Grim Lavamancer. Rob plays Arid Mesa and pays 2 life to cast Cataxium Probe, taking a look at my hand and drawing a card. I miss my second land drop and cast Goblin Guide. I attack, revealing Bolt off the top of Rob's library. Rob sacks his Mesa and finds a Plains. Rob Lightning Helix's Goblin Guide and takes 1 from the Lavamancer. Rob plays a tapped Steam Vents and passes. I miss another land drop and attack Rob for 1 with Lavamancer. I then cast Vexing Devil, and in response, Rob casts Remand, putting the Vexing Devil back into my hand, which I am unable to recast, which is the most demoralizing thing ever. I pass. Feeling comfortable, Rob pays another 2 life to probe me again. He draws a card and passes. I attack Rob again with Lavamancer, which gets Helixed. I recast Vexing Devil, and Rob takes 4 damage to kill it. Rob casts Young Pyromancer. I cast Goblin Guide, revealing Geistescent Draft off the top when I attack, and deal Rob 2 damage. Rob attacks with Young Pyromancer, dealing me 2. I attack Rob with Guide, revealing Lightning Bolt off the top. Rob helixes the Guide, gains 3 life, and gets an Elemental. I Lightning Bolt the Pyromancer, and Rob Spell Pierces the Bolt, and gets another Elemental. Rob attacks 4 with his creatures. I cast Vexing Devil, and Rob takes 4 damage to kill it. I pass, and Rob bolts me. Rob attacks me for 5. I cast Vexing Devil, and Rob once again remands it. I play a tapped Blood Crypt and pass the turn. Rob then attacks for lethal, winning him the game. I start the next game by playing Mountain and casting Vexing Devil, which Rob kills by taking 4 damage. Rob plays and activates Arid Mesa, going to 13 and casts Delver. I bolt the Delver and casting Deathrite Shaman. Rob casts Young Pyromancer. Rob then pays 2 life to probe me, look at my hand, make a creature, and draw a card. I cast Bump in the Night, putting Rob to 8, and then suspend Rift Bolt. Rob draws and passes. I cast Rift Bolt from exile, targeting Rob, which Rob mana leaks. I cast Lavamancer and pass. Rob pays 2 life and probes me. Rob bolts Shaman, and in response I exile Mana Leak to make Rob lose 2 life. Rob attacks me with 2 of his elementals, dealing me 2 damage. I draw and pass. Rob attacks me with all of his elementals, dealing me 4 damage. Rob passes, and I exile 2 cards in my yard to deal 2 damage to Rob. Rob bolts my Lavamancer in response. I play a tapped Stomping Ground and Searing Blaze Rob and his Pyromancer, winning me the game. Game 3, Rob mulligans and starts by playing an island and Delver. I play Blackcleave Cliffs and Deathrite Shaman. On his upkeep, Rob reveals Cataxium Probe and transforms Delver. Rob attacks me for 3 with the Aberration and probes me, paying 2 life. I play Scalding Tarn and attack with Deathrite, putting Rob at 17. I pass the turn, and Rob responds by sacking his Scalding Tarn. In response, I sack my Scalding Tarn, finding a mountain, and then Searing Blaze Rob and his Insect, putting Rob to 13. Rob draws and passes. I continue making land drops and cast Goblin Guide. I attack Rob with both creatures, revealing Pyromancer off the top of Rob's deck. Rob bursts Lightning's Guide and takes 1 from Deathrite. I cast a Bump, putting Rob to 9. Rob bolts Deathrite and passes. I play Scalding Tarn and pass. Rob plays Hallowed Fountain and passes. I sack Tarn and put Stomping Ground onto the battlefield tapped. I play Arid Mesa and pass. Rob plays a tap Steam Vents and passes. I break Mesa and put Blood Crypt onto the battlefield. I play another Blood Crypt and pass. Rob helixes me, going back up to 12. Rob plays Arid Mesa and casts Young Pyromancer. I bolt the Pyro and Rob remands the Bolt. I bolt the Pyro again and Rob breaks his Mesa, going to 11. He puts Sacred Foundry onto the battlefield and then puts the Pyromancer into the graveyard. I cast GG and attack. Rob reveals Boros Charm and goes to 9. Rob attacks with his elemental and plays Celestial Colonnade. Rob puts Island into his hand and goes to 7. I pay 6 manas and flashback Bump, which Rob remans. I cast Grim Lavamancer, which Rob also remans. Rob attacks me for 1 and passes. I skip attacking due to the Clonehead, but cast Vexing Devil and Lavamancer. I pass and Rob Boros Charms to deal me 4 damage at the end of my turn. Rob probes me and I reveal a land. I attack with Guide and Devil, revealing Mana Leak off the top of Rob's library. Rob turns Clonehead into a creature and uses it to block my Goblin. His elemental blocks the Vexing Devil. I exile 2 cards in my yard to finish off the Clonehead using Lavamancer. I then cast Bump, putting Rob to 4. Rob casts a main phase is a charm to draw 2 and discard 2. Rob then casts Telling Time and finds no way to deal with my board. We go to the next game. Rob mulligans and goes first by playing an Arid Mesa. I play Deathrite Shaman, which Rob bolts, taking 2 from the Steam events. Rob plays Clonehead. I bump Rob, putting him to 14. Rob passes. I play a Mountain Pass. Rob bolts me in response. Rob plays Scalding Tarn and casts Young Pyromancer. I bolt Young Pyromancer, and in response, Rob sacks Tarn, going to 13 and bolting me in response, and making an Elemental. I play Scalding Tarn and then Searing Blaze Rob and his Elemental, putting him to 10. At the end of turn, I sack my Tarn to get Stomping Ground. I play another Tarn and cast Vexing Devil, which Rob leaves alone. I pass and Rob helixes the Devil, but I am ready with the Skull Crack, putting Rob to 7. Rob does nothing on his turn, but I sack my Tarn, putting Blood Crypt onto the battlefield tapped. Main phase, I play and break another Tarn, finding a mountain, and then flashback Bump, which Rob spell pierces. Rob does nothing again on his turn. I cast Goblin Guide and attack. Rob reveals Remand and then Izzet Charms, dealing 2 to the Guide. I then hardcast Driftbolt to deal 3 damage to Rob. Rob draws and passes. I cast Lava Spike, putting Rob to 1 lives and making his sack lands less effective. Rob and I both draw and pass. Rob then plays a tapped Sacred Foundry and passes. I cast Keldon Marauders, and despite having Remand and other cards in hand, being at 1 life, the Marauders is lethal. Rob and I also played another couple games of Modern, with Rob once again playing his American Delver deck against my Esper Teachings deck. Rob goes first and starts by playing Delver of Secrets. I play a Creeping Tar Pit and pass. Rob reveals Mana Leak during his upkeep and transforms Delver and then attacks me for 3. I play another Creeping Tar Pit and pass. Rob breaks his Scalding Tarn at the end of my turn. Rob attacks me again with the Insect. I play Sunken Ruins and pass. Rob attacks again, and I Hero's Downfall the Insectile, but Rob remands my downfall in response. I take 3. During my main phase, I Hero's Downfall again, this time connecting. Rob casts Young Pyromancer, but I Spell Snare it. I play a Celestial Colonnade and pass. Rob breaks his Arid Mesa before going to his turn. Rob casts another Pyromancer, but I cast Snapcaster Mage, flashing back Spell Snare and countering the Pyromancer. Rob probes me and passes. I attack Rob with Snapcaster, playing Marsh Flats and pass. Rob bolts me at the end of my turn. Rob casts Geist of St. Shraft, and in response I break Marsh Flats, finding Plains, and cast Mystical Teachings, finding Mana Leak. I then cast Mana Leak, targeting Geist. Rob breaks Arid Mesa to get a mountain, and then lightning bolts me. I attack Rob for 2 with Snapcaster and pass. Rob passes the turn back to me, and at the end of Rob's turn, I flashback Mystical Teachings, finding Cryptic Command. I attack Rob with Snapcaster and pass. Rob attempts to Lightning Helix me, but I Cryptic Command, countering the Helix and drawing a card. Rob pays 2 life and probes me. He passes, and I Mystical Teachings at the end of his turn, which gets Mana Leaked. I attack Rob for 2 with Snapcaster and pass, but in response, Rob tries to Helix me again. In response, I cast Mystical Teachings, finding Cryptic Command. I then cast Cryptic Command, countering the Helix and bouncing Rob's Sacred Foundry to put him off white mana. Rob replays the Foundry tapped and passes. I activate Colonnade and attack with it and Snapcaster. Rob casts Snapcaster Mage, which I Mana Leak, winning me the game. Game 2, Rob plays a tapped Sacred Foundry and passes. I play a tapped Creeping Tar Pit. Rob plays Steam Vents untapped, dealing himself 2 damage. I play Island and pass, and at the end of my turn, Rob casts Telling Time, looking at his top 3 cards and putting 1 into his hand. Rob plays Steam Vents tapped and passes. I think twice at the end of his turn. I play a tapped Godless Shrine and pass. Rob Lightning Helixes me at the end of my turn. Rob casts Young Pyromancer, which I Mana Leak, which Rob Mana Leaks. I Tribute to Hunger Rob during my main phase, and he sacrifices Young Pyromancer, gaining myself 1 life. Rob casts Delver of Secrets. I play an island and then cast Rest for the Weary with Landfall, gaining 8 life. Rob attacks me with his 1/1 Delver, and I Hero's Downfall in response. Rob casts Snapcaster Mage, targeting Mana Leak, and then Mana Leaks my Hero's Downfall. I take 1 from the Delver. I play a Mystic Gate and pass the turn. Rob attacks me for 3, and I cast White Sun Zenith for 3. Rob remans the Zenith, and I take 3 damage. Rob pays 2 life, and then Gitaxian probes me. I play Misty Rainforest and pass. Rob reveals Remand and transforms Delver. He then attacks me for 5 with his 2 creatures. I cast White Sun Zenith for 2, but Rob Mana Leaks it in response. I take 5 damage. Rob passes and I break Misty Rainforest, finding Haloed Fountain and paying 1 life. I draw and pass. Rob attacks again with Snapcaster and Aberration. I cast Mystical Teachings and find Go for the Throat. I then cast Go for the Throat, which Rob remans. I take 5, and Rob casts Geist of Saint Draft. I cast Sphinx's Revelation during my main phase, drawing 4 cards and gaining 4 lives, but none of the cards were Supreme Verdict. Rob bolted me at the end of my turn. Rob then attacks for 11, plays and sacks Arid Mesa, and passes the turn. I cycle Shadow of Doubt during my main phase, and still don't draw Supreme Verdict, winning Rob the game.